Do you manufacture oscillators or clocks? Do you want to quickly run production tests in an automated test environment while getting multiple different data sets? Well, today, we'll be taking a look at the 53100 phase noise analyzer. Hi, welcome to the lab. My name's Chris Higgins, and today, we're going to be setting up some automated test environment scripts using the 53100A phase noise test set. So what I have in my setup today are two atomic clocks. We have our low noise chip scale atomic clock and our regular chip scale atomic clock, and our test set, the 53100A phase noise analyzer. Now, let's say we're going through production. Let's say these aren't atomic clocks, but say whatever oscillators you're manufacturing. Let's look at a couple different ways to make test scripts to make the measurement process a little bit faster. So let's move over to TimeLab, and the quickest and easiest way to make a test script is to go to Acquire, just like you're making a normal measurement, and let's call this test script 1. And let's set it for a 5-minute runtime, for example. And we'll want to make sure that our configuration is correct. So I'm measuring 1 CSAC against 1 ln CSAC. So I make sure that the way that this is oriented lines up with my front panel here. And then let's go to Save Script. And what this will pull up is whatever your root folder or your installation folder is, and you'll be able to name it. So let's call this same thing, test script 1. We'll save right there. Now, I'll cancel the measurement. We'll not start it there, but let's run this as a script. So this can be called by a Windows program or whatever kind of computer you're using. You can ask TimeLab, hey, run this script, but let's do it manually here. Let's go to Run Script, move to Test Script 1, and it will automatically start. It'll initialize our channels, and it will start the measurement automatically. So here we go. It's measuring the CSAC against the low noise CSAC. I didn't need to do anything. I can rerun this test as many times as I want. Swap out the CSAC, swap out the ln CSAC. It knows how it's supposed to be set up, and we can do it automatically. So while this measurement takes place, let's actually take a look inside that script to see what's going on and what got saved. So we'll go to Scripts. We will edit the script. We'll pull up Test Script 1. And these are all the parameters that get saved when I automatically generated the test script. So for example, right here's the duration. If I needed to change that to 10, 15, 30 minutes or whatever, I could do that right in this script. Or any outputs that you want. You're able to add them, remove them, change how they display, and all these commands and scripting language stuff, all that's found inside of the 53100A user's guide. So aside from scripts that you can make yourself, TimeLab comes pre-installed with a couple different scripts. Let's look at one of the more advanced and more interesting ones. So over here in TimeLab, we'll go to Scripts, and let's edit a script real quick so we can see the full list. So this is the one that I want to take a look at today, the 53100A performance test. Now this generates a report very similar to the one that you get in the box when your unit's shipped to you. But let's run that real quick. So we'll cancel that, we'll go into Scripts, and we'll click Run Script. Let's start the performance test. And here it says, before running the test script, ensure that a 5 megahertz stimulus is sent into both reference ports. So I have to change my setup a little bit. Let's work on that, and we'll come back to the test script. So now that I have our test set properly configured and the script is running, let's fast forward in time a little bit and take a look at the report. All right, so this is the test report that gets generated after the test is complete. And you can see the final result, how the configuration was set up, and any test that passed and how fast they passed. Now, this can take anywhere from 2 hours to, depending on environmental conditions, maybe up to 8 hours. But that's all editable from the script if you need to get these measurements done faster or you're not as worried about time. But let's look at some of the detailed limits and the different tests. So here we're able to see the different phase noise floor at different offsets, say 1 hertz, 10 kilohertz, as well as the Allen deviation, any spurs, or amplitude modulation spurs. Now, this is a great way to validate the performance of your test setup. If you're running this during a recalibration or a certification, it'll help give you confidence in your RF measurements. That was just a really brief look at some of the test scripting and automation capabilities that come with the 53100. If you're interested in writing your own test scripts, all these commands are available in the user's guide, which is linked below, along with other links that guide you to other information about this test set. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in the lab.